I ordered some free prints because I tried to use a postcard app to turn the photographs I take into postcards to like send to people. It didn't work, so I'm just gonna make my own postcards from free prints. If you've been living under a rock and you're not from the UK, you probably won't know what free prints is. It's a service where you get 45 free prints a month. You just pay for shipping. You can have matte or glossy finish. I went for glossy because they're shiny. Anyway, so we're going to go through. We're going to pick out the photos that I am going to use as postcards. There's like my little receipt thing. But yeah, we're going to go through and we're just going to quickly pick out the ones, you know, that are that and that aren't. So I'm just going to do that quickly. It'll be a time-lapse feed, but for me, I'll have to live through all of it.
A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Stave 5. The end of it. Yes, and the bedpost was his own. The bed was his own. The room was his own. Best and happiest of all, the time before him was his own to make amends in.
I'll show you. Oh, this one isn't a postcard. Look how pretty he is. That's just for me.
I will live in the
I was going to use this as a postcard, but I kind of don't want to.
past, the present, and the future, Scrooge repeated as he scrambled out of bed. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and the Christmas tide be praised for this. I say it on my knees, old Jacob, on my knees. He was so fluttered and so glowing with his good intentions that his broken voice would scarcely answer to his call. He had been sobbing violently in his conflict with the spirit, and his face was wet with tears. "They are not torn down," cried Scrooge, folding one of his bed curtains in his arms. "They are not torn down, rings and all. They are here. I am here. The shadows of the things that would have been may be dispelled. They will be. I know they will." His hands were busy with his garments all this time, turning them inside out, putting them on upside down, tearing them, mislaying them, making them parties to every kind of extravagant. I don't know what to do," cried Scrooge, laughing and crying in the same breath, and making a perfect lacoon of himself with his stockings. "I am as light as a feather. I am as happy as an angel. I am as..."
But I was going to send them with a letter so that they could, like, keep it separate, but I don't think I can because the envelope's too small.
"Merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to all the world. Hello there, whoop. Hello, hello." He had frisked into the sitting room and was now standing there, perfectly winded. "There's the saucepan that the gruel was in," cried Scrooge, starting off again and going round the fireplace. "There's the door by which the ghost of Jacob Marley entered. There's the corner where the ghost of Christmas present sat. There's the window where I saw the wandering spirits. It's all right. It's all true. It all happened. Ha, 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 ha." Really. For a man who had been out of practice for so many years, it was a splendid laugh, a most illustrious laugh, the father of a long, long line of brilliant laughs.
This was shot on my Canon and on camera bridge. I upped the hue and saturation all the way to the blue, so it looks pretty sick if I do say so myself.
I don't know what day of the month it is," said Scrooge. "I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite a..."
Right, I've got the information. Where's my... So I need room to write the address.
"Baby? No, never mind. I don't care. I'd rather be a baby. Hello. Oh, hello there." He was checked in his transports by the churches, ringing out the lustiest peals he had ever heard. Clash, clang, hammer, ding, dong, bell, bell, dong, ding, hammer, clang, clash. Oh, glorious, glorious. Running to the window, he opened it, and put out his stirring, cold piping for the blood to dance to. Golden sunlight, heavenly sky, sweet, fresh air, merry bells, oh, glorious, glorious. "Oh, what's today?" cried Scrooge, calling downward to a boy in Sunday clothes who perhaps had loitered in to look about him. "Eh?" returned the boy, with all his might of wonder. "What's today, my fine fellow?" said Scrooge. "Today?" replied the boy. "Why, Christmas Day." "It's Christmas Day," said Scrooge to himself. "I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do anything they like. Well, of course they can. Of course they can. Oh, hello, my fine fellow." Hello.
So yeah, I did a little message to each of the office staff. This is it. I'm not going to write the address. Right. Designing a letter for Sasha. Hi Sasha, this is me. Making your letter. Right. Hope you enjoyed it. Using Tombow brush pens, I'm going to use this colour because Sasha is a blue. I did both my H's differently. Oh, sorry, mind. Hi, Sasha.
"Oh," returned the boy. "Do you know the poulterers in the next street but one, at the corner?" Scrooge inquired. "I should hope I did," replied the lad. "Oh, an intelligent boy," said Scrooge. "A remarkable boy. Yes. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there? Not the little prize turkey, the big one." "What, the one as big as me?" returned the boy. "Oh, what a delightful boy," said Scrooge. "It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yeah? Yes, my buck." "It's hanging there now," replied the boy. "Is it?" said Scrooge. "Go and buy it." "Walker!" exclaimed the boy. No, said Scrooge. I am in earnest. Go and buy it, and tell him to bring it here that I may give them the direction where to take it. Come back with the man, and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown." "I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's," whispered Scrooge, rubbing his hands, and splitting with a laugh. "He shan't know who sends it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. Joe Miller never made such a joke as sending it to Bob's will be." The hand in which he wrote the address was not a steady one, but write it he did, somehow, and went downstairs to open the street door, ready for the coming of the poulterer's man. As he stood there, waiting his arrival, the knocker caught his eye. "I shall love it as long as I live," cried Scrooge, patting it with his hand. "I scarce—"
An inside joke, by the way. Ooh, cup of tea. Really, the only dark blue washi tape I have is this Good Vibes only thing, so I'm just gonna... It's like the only blue one I have. Did I say blue earlier? I can't remember. But I'm just gonna stick some in here. And then fold it up just so I can see that it's like folded. I just decided to buy such small envelopes because I'm an actual idiot.
Actually, ever looked at it before? What an honest expression it has in its face. It's a wonderful knocker. Here's the turkey. Hello. Oh, how are you? Merry Christmas. It was a turkey. He never could have stood upon his legs, that bird. He would have snapped them off short in a minute, like sticks of sealing wax. Why, it's impossible to carry that to Camden Town, said Scrooge. You must have a cab. The chuckle with which he said this, and the chuckle with which he paid for the turkey, and the chuckle with which he paid for the cab, and the chuckle with which he recompensed the boy, were only to be exceeded by the chuckle with which he sat down breathless in his chair again, and chuckled till he cried. Shaving was not an easy task, for his hand continued to shake very much, and shaving requires attention, even when you don't dance while you are at it. But if he had cut the end of his nose off, he would have put a piece of sticking plaster over it and been quite satisfied. He dressed himself all in his best, and at last got out into the streets. The people were by this time pouring forth as he had seen them with the ghost of Christmas present, and walking with his hands behind him, Scrooge regarded every one with a delighted smile. He looked so irresistibly pleasant, in a word, that 3 or 4 good-humoured fellows said, "Good morning, sir. A Merry Christmas to you." And Scrooge said often afterwards that of all the blithe sounds he had ever heard, those were the blithest in his ears. He had not gone far when, coming on towards him, he beheld the portly gentleman who had walked into his counting-house the day before, and said, "Scrooge and Marley's, I believe." It sent a pang across his heart to think how this old gentleman would look upon him when they met. But he knew what path lay straight before him, and he took it. "My dear sir," said Scrooge, quickening his pace, and taking the old gentleman by both his hands, "how do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you. A Merry Christmas to you, sir." "Mr. Scrooge?" "Yes," said Scrooge, "that is my name, and I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon, and will you have the goodness—" Here Scrooge whispered in his ear. "Lord bless me!" cried the gentleman. The end of Stave 5, and the end of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Read by Rick Kistner, for Lit to Go on the web at fcit.usf.edu.